Hey, Shane here from Castro Valley Compass, and I am standing in front of Mr. Sung Lee's beehive house. I'm not sure what it's called, but anyway, there's a bunch of bees in the backyard here, and truth be told, I'm a little afraid of bees, you could say, and a little anxious about what's going to happen here. Anyhow, let's go in and meet Mr. Lee and meet the bees. Yeesh. All right. Boy, we're 700 here in the backyard. Hey, Mr. Lee.
Yes, hi.
Howdy. Oh, here he comes with some orchids now.
I was just
Hello.
watering the orchids.
Uh-huh. Beautiful.
This is called the Oncidium Cherry Baby. You
Okay.
can smell it. It smells like either vanilla or chocolate like.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
This was kind of popular about 20 years ago, so everybody should have one of these.
That's
This is
cool.
what with the chocolate orchid.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we go in?
Yeah, let's check it
Alright.
out.
I'm gonna suit you up.
Okay.
Suit.
Oh boy.
Okay, good. We're good to go.
Okay. Should this be tighter maybe? Or?
No, that's fine. If you want it, I can get you a glove. You can put the gloves on. But I think they should be okay. Okay.
They're not going to do anything to my hands? They're not going to sting me?
Well, if they do, then you'll be the first.
Oh, really?
Okay, we'll be on the breaking news at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
Yikes.
Hold on a second.
Oh my god. Here comes fencing. No, probably doesn't look like that. Wow. Okay, I see myself in there. That definitely does not look like fencing. Yikes.
So, we use a smoker. See, there's a main purpose of the smoker as a distraction.
Okay.
Saying that a lot of people saying that it calm them down and so forth, but we're just telling them there might be a fire, an upwind coming in this way. So then bees will go into different mode. Instead of defensive mode, into preparation to protect the queen. Main purpose having the smoker.
Okay.
Okay, what kind of fuel use, and everybody use a different way, whatever works for you. Okay.
So you actually burning, what's that, part of the tree?
I use a eucalyptus bark, especially for you guys. I picked up some lavender.
Oh, nice.
Okay, to make it smells good. Okay, because every time I go back to work and everywhere smell is smoke.
Right.
So they know and what I have, where I've been.
Right.
Okay. So
What a great view. Is that the lake right there?
okay, good. And then also the hive tool. This is a very important tool as well, because what happens is that bees collect mainly 4 things. One, as you know, a nectar to make honey, pollen for their food, and then water. When it's too hot, they collect the water from. To also when they recrystallizing the honey, then use water. So they use water a lot in many different ways. And then last, they collect the resin from the tree.
Sap.
Okay.
Is that sap?
Not the sap, kind of, you see kind of when you cut the tree, there's kind of gooey stuff coming out, the resin.
Okay.
Okay, they collect this resin, they mix it, and then they use as a propolis, probably you may have heard. It's their medicine as well. It's antibacterial.
Okay.
Okay, and then they seal everywhere, any gap, whatever, they seal it. So without this tool, just cannot separate with the hand.
Okay.
So this one, you can see a cracking sound. That means I'm separating frames or boxes away from, and try to separate them to get them out.
Okay.
Okay. So this hive tool is very important. There are many different sizes, style, but I just use everything I can get my hands on.
Do they get angry with you when you start doing that?
Okay, that's another thing. This is my yard to breed, it's not the breeding is not a proper scientific word. Rearing
Okay.
queens that are docile and gentle. So any bee shows aggressiveness, I eliminate her because it carries the genetics to the entire colony.
That you were talking about the other day.
Yes, So
Okay.
queen's pheromone dictates how the rest of the colony behave. They're
Okay.
aggressive, they're chasing you. If there are bees are any aggressive, I got stung several times by now.
Right.
Okay, but by the season they change the behavior and there's a lot of details going in. But mainly I want to keep them to be nice and gentle, so that whoever learn from it, from handling these bees, are good experience
Right.
instead of like a fear of getting stung. Of course I get stung, mostly because of my mistake.
Okay.
By handling, there's so many bees on the hive, and then I touch it and they grab it, and of course I will get stung.
Because they think you're trying to hurt it.
Yes,
Okay.
They're grabbing a wrong spot part. Yeah.
Right. So
but yes,
just to ask a question about the level of aggression as it relates to the queen. So you're saying you identify that with the queen and then kill that queen?
yes.
How do you identify, is it the queen that shows the aggression, or is it the other? How do you know that that queen is aggressive? Because of aggressive action from the queen?
No, her pheromone dictates how to behave the rest of the colony.
So it's the other bees that are acting aggressively, and then
Correct.
how do you know which? I think you said you had multiple queens here.
Yeah, every single box have one queen per
one
box.
queen. Okay.
Okay. So if there's an aggressiveness, that I'll be repeating myself. Queen's pheromone
Right.
dictates how to behave rest of the colony.
For that one. Hive?
One particular colony hive.
Okay.
Second, beekeeper. If you mishandling the bees,
Right.
they may not like it, and
Right.
they going into defensive mode,
Right.
regardless.
Okay.
So as an example, when you're handling the bees and frames, and you're squashing bees,
Right.
whenever the bees get squashed, they pops the warning pheromone.
Okay.
Some bees will tolerate that, some colony won't. And then it will give a chain reaction, and then all of a sudden, entire colony bees' behavior changes.
Huh.
Then you have to step aside.
Okay.
Okay, close it up. So then, handling bees nice and gentle with the respect. Otherwise, oh yeah, daddy's here. Okay, back to work.
Right.
Okay, you follow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So when they become aggressive and you haven't handled them in any way that would cause that, you're able to say, okay, this is because of the queen's pheromones.
Mm.
And then how do you go about killing that one queen?
First, yeah. So the identifying it is pretty easy. I mean, not of course. If you know easy.
Right.
But there are two different ways. One, I can distinguish between those queen was genetically aggressive versus their aggressiveness, defensiveness is changed, developed by the either beekeeper or the environment.
Okay.
Those can be corrected, but coming from the genetics, the genetic has to be changed.
Right.
How so? By eliminating the queen. Number one, we talked about the drone, male bees.
Right.
Male bees carry her 100% of genetics. Then the male bee go out, mate with the virgin queens, whoever mates with, and then they will carry that genetic into that whoever gets mate with.
Mm-hmm.
So by eliminating it, we are reducing the percentage of the genetics of aggressiveness.
Right.
So then it's a lot of work. Of
Okay.
course, if the drones coming from everywhere, within about 1 to 2 miles in the radius, and everybody congregate in the sky, it's called the DCA, drone congregation area. So then queen find that location and then mate with it. So the drones carry the aggressiveness, happens to mate with her, and then it will come back, and then more than likely they will carry that behavior.
Okay.
Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah. How do you physically kill the bee though? Once you find out that queen has got the aggressive
Mhm.
genetics.
Yes,
Is there,
uh-huh.
do you go in there with a pair of tweezers and just squeeze her, or how do you actually like
I said,
identify?
Your
her?
Highness, time to go. Come on,
Yeah.
get on the car.
I mean, how does that process work?
So first of all, most of the hardest part is finding that queen.
Okay,
Okay, that's why we mark our queen.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay, I
with-
showed
with
the pin. Yeah. Okay. So by the color of the pen, and it will tell me how old the queen is.
Okay.
Okay. So then, if it's not, they have to go through entire box try to find that queen.
Mhm.
One time it wasn't for the killing the queen, but I had to split the hive, so make sure the queen has to come with me. It took me about over an hour, go through about 40 frames
Mm.
of the bees, go through again and again and again, and we finally found her. Okay, so having queens marked, it helps a lot.
How
Okay,
much?
okay. What is that? Let me read this. And then usually I tell them I don't need much smoke, just let them know I'm here. Okay.
You don't worry about them stinging you at all.
Well, I do.
You do. I do too.
So this guy, usually they store honey from center and to the outward on the upper chamber. In the bottom chamber, they like to store honey outside. Okay, and then center part is the warmest area. It's called the brood section. So all the brood, they will build the brood in this area. Okay, so this, since this was replaced not too long ago, and then they are kind of empty.
It smells so strong like
Really?
honey. Oh my god. That smells so good.
Okay, so now you can start seeing kind of shiny, okay, nectar. Okay, if it has a fresh nectar, if I shake it, you can see the drip. But it's already getting into process of being a honey, then you will not. I will not see any drip.
So does it have to sit in the comb for a while before it becomes honey?
No. As they storing it, okay, they making it.
So it's
So
honey
the-
right away?
Right.
Okay.
Not right away, but in a way.
Okay.
Then they keep building it up
Okay.
to the top.
And this is the mixture of their saliva and the nectar?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And the other enzymes. Okay, let me.
Wow, that smell is so good. So strong.
Okay, so now here,
Wow.
this is the progression.
Yeah.
Outer one was hardly anything on it. Second one had more nectar in it. And then now here, as they're filling it up, see right there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's almost get capped right there. So as they building up honey into the comb, and then they start capping it. Okay, now. Now this one is a lot more capped, okay? But also, they have been consuming as well. See the holes right there? Okay, and then we see more cups, and then I look at inside, and those are empty.
Okay.
Okay, now we saw 4 queen cups.
There's another one right there too, it looks like.
Okay, 5. Okay,
6.
now- so that means there are more there.
Okay.
Now, this one right there, right here, this is kind of bumpy one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, right there, those are the male bees.
The bumps are?
Yes,
Or
these
the-
bumps are.
There's
There
a-
are male bees growing inside there.
Oh, okay. That's like a little hive, or I mean,
There's a brood cell.
okay.
Okay, so because of the male bees are bigger, so their cells are bigger.
And it's a little more downstairs too? Or is that?
No, this colony, this particular
Oh, this
colony.
colony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I just got stung right there.
Oh,
Okay, right there. Why? Because I grabbed it.
oh,
Sorry. Yeah. See right here.
Uh,
And when I grabbing the frame, then I just pinched.
Was that bee dead already?
No,
Oh, it was
because
not?
I just grabbed it wrong,
Ah.
and then the abdomen was up, and then got stung on my fingertip.
Ah,
Okay.
and that's not gonna be a problem?
Oh yeah.
You gonna-
911.
Should I call the
What's your
hospital?
emergency?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't breathe.
I'll be right back. I'll get
Yes.
the car.
Okay, so now you can see her. It's already capped.
Wow.
Okay.
So that one's almost full?
Yeah, halfway. One side is full. So that's why I have to be careful with the not to grab. The same way, these guys are really storing honey a lot. And so far we haven't seen any brood.
It looks like they're very systematic. Like they fill it in order. It's not like they're just going for the whole panel, but it's like being built.
Okay, now
Whoa,
it's the same.
that looks different.
Yeah, that's the brood,
The brood.
meaning babies.
Ah.
Okay, now you can see, you see the comparison between the big one. Remember I showed you the cells are a little bigger.
Right.
These are a little smaller.
Yep.
Okay, nice and neat.
Dang.
Okay, those are all female. Okay.
Those are all the worker bees.
Yeah, these are all worker bees. Now,
How long will it take until they're hatched?
21 days.
21 days.
Now you see right there. Okay.
The empty ones?
No, there's one an open one. You see the
yeah.
larvae in
Oh,
there.
wow, yeah.
Okay, those are about to get capped.
Okay.
That's about 8 to 9 days old.
Okay.
And then once, so they all get capped. This will get capped about today or tomorrow, and then week later, bees will start coming out. And this frame holds about 4,000 cells.
Wow.
Okay.
4,000.
Mm-hmm.
So 2,000 on each side?
Yeah, maximum. But by the percentage of it, I would say this side is about 50%. This side might be 60%.
Huh.
Okay. So then about 2,000 bees going to emerge next 2 weeks. So now again we start seeing more of queen
Male-
cups.
Oh,
right
queen.
there.
Queen cups, that's right.
Okay, now here's the thing. What if they were trying to replace the queen? Okay, it's what they try to do. Okay, let's say. So we haven't seen anything on it. So then if the colony wanted to decide, "Hi, Your Highness, you're getting too old, we need to replace you."
Okay.
Okay? So then we don't have anything. Let's say 3rd week of October, they put a queen in, which is next week. Queen, the egg in the cell cup,
Mm-hmm.
and then it takes 16 days to emerge. So then next week is about 22nd, and at the end of October and the first week of November, the queen will emerge.
Okay.
And then she will prepare a few days for the mating flight. That's mid-November. And then by November 15th, somewhere around there, and then she's gonna start laying eggs. Now, here's a problem. Okay, all of these are about timing. We talked about 16 days, 21 days, 24 days, 5 days, 2 days, all of that. Once the November come around, as you know, temperature drops.
Right.
If she fly out to get mated, when the temperature was about 50s or 55, the male bees does not fly.
Uh-oh.
So even though she go out try to mate,
Mm-hmm.
there's nobody to get mate with. And then
Okay.
she'll come back unmated, and then she's become a drone laying queen.
Oh, so she's only gonna lay
Lay-
males?
Because doesn't have any sperm.
Okay.
So then this colony is in trouble.
Ah. Okay.
Ah, there's a queen right there.
Oh, where? Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's the big one right there.
Yep. Wow, she definitely looks different.
Yep.
So do they, what is she doing right now?
She's looking for, again.
She's laying eggs?
Yeah, she's looking for any cell is ready to lay eggs.
Okay.
Okay, she's checking. Again, she doesn't decide. All the worker bees prepare for the cell to for her to lay eggs.
Wow.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is, since she doesn't have the marking on it,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'm going to mark her.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to mark with the alphabet letter.
Okay.
Should I use what letter should I use?
About K for Katie.
K. Good. All right. All right. So then
Queen Katie.
Queen Katie. Yeah. Okay. Katie Queen or Queen Katie. Okay. Hold this one for me.
Okay.
Wedge. Okay, and then you see her on your side? Oh, see at the bottom.
Okay.
I got her. Your Highness. How's that?
Good.
You got it? Okay, I'm gonna release it back. Okay.
There she is.
Yep.
That's pollen. That looks like a
Yep.
big old chunk of pollen.
Yep, yep.
So where somebody's gonna eat that, or what's gonna happen with that?
Okay. So they store onto the comb. Okay. What?
He was just on me.
Huh? What?
A bee was on
He
him.
was on me. He
Oh,
was crying.
oh,
No big deal.
I heard whining. I was like, oh.
I'm sorry, you were saying about the pollen. Something's gonna
So
happen.
anyway.
Wow, you can see the big old chunk of that orange.
Okay.
Whoa.
And then also constantly clean up. These are the old propolis. See how much they stored? They sealed it up. So then if I don't clean it up, and then it's gonna be too thick, and then getting thicker and thicker. But within the frames, it has to be cleaned out. So that way, they like to, it's called the bee space. They like to maintain some specific distance, which is about 3/8. And
Have you ever seen where the guy does a beard of bees?
yeah.
Have you ever tried that?
Well, I was asked once, a long time ago. The world record was 2 people were doing it.
Uh-huh.
They wanted 3 people.
Oh, wow.
No, 3 or 5. So they want me of my 3rd or 4th one.
Uh-huh.
But at the time, this was years ago. And I was, of course, I was scared.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether still would I do it. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna mark today is the 16th, 15th.
15, yep.
15. So Queen marked K. Okay.
Look at that.
Right.
Queen Katie on 10-15. So what is in the bucket, all this stuff? Is this some
Oh,
kind
that's just excess wax
Oh, okay.
that I collected from.
So it's not like food for the bees or
No,
anything?
no, no. So that I use it for making.
Do they make candles out of that kind of wax, or is that?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Really?
The capping wax, the ones that we cap the honey.
Right.
I'm gonna show you later. There's a wax has a different quality.
Uh-huh.
The capping wax is the best, what I call premium wax.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever I extract honey, I have to uncap those wax, and they go into spinner, extractor, get the honey out. But I collect all of those, and then you go through rendering to clean out, and they make their candle.
Huh.
And then I don't have time for that, so my employee
Yeah.
does it. She loves it.
That's
So
cool.
we have a candle wax sale for like twice a year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's go check one of them really quick at the bottom here. So each one of them have some story to it. And this one was I extract the honey and then bees from the wall.
Oh, really? From someone's
Yeah.
house?
Yep. That's
Really?
part of the job. That I might have to go today or tomorrow, go to Fremont. There's a water meter. There's bees moved in. So I got a call from the Alameda County Water District, son, can you go take care of that? So I go in, open it up, and then remove those bees.
So do you bring a hive with you to do
Yes,
that?
sir. Yes.
Huh.
So there's on a TikTok or Facebook, you will see the whole process,
Huh.
how I do it.
Okay.
And this one was on the, I removed from the attic section between the attic and the room.
Mm-hmm.
But they made a queen, so I didn't get the queen. So they made a queen, and then I can't find the queen. So she didn't come back from the mating.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So then funny part is that as I'm doing the process, I left the box there and then next day, 3 days later, I try to clean out everything. Bees moved in.
Queen?
Another colony moved in.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So then, so from same area, so then I gave the queen to this guy here, since they don't have any queen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna find out whether they killed her or
Ah.
kept her.
Oh, so this is kind of an unveiling or
Right.
reveal.
Uh-huh.
It's like an unboxing video. Is the queen alive? And how will you know whether or not they're, I guess by whether or not they're...
So again, I have to go through. She doesn't have a marking on it. Okay, so now see how kind of wobbly it is?
Yeah,
This is the comb that I cut out from that wall.
okay.
So I placed it, they tacked it, see there on the attached corner?
Yeah.
So that's why it looks kind of you see the rubber band? I rubber band them and they chew them off. You see all of this here? They chew them off.
Oh.
These are all female. I don't like messy stuff. They're like the meticulously.
Yeah, very organized.
Yep. If you know what I mean.
So if there's, do you put an empty frame in here and they build a
No,
comb, or-
empty frame. I took it to the location, and then I put all these combs were cut it out from that wall.
Ah,
So I place it.
and then
Okay.
it kind of
See that all they attached to the
Right.
side.
Uh-huh.
And again, that was the size of the comb.
So you cut it out to be
Yeah.
that size?
No, it was that size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's convenient. And then will it continue to grow? Like
Yeah,
keep
right now
building
they
out?
don't have any queen and not enough of nectar. Okay, you talked about the pollen, right?
Right.
You see right here?
Oh, yeah.
Those are all the pollen they deposited.
Huh.
Okay?
And does that get turned into honey?
No.
Or what is the pollen?
Okay, in order cell to grow, you need the two things: carbohydrate, sugar,
Mm-hmm.
protein, pollen.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, so they mix together, and then you can kind of wet there.
Yeah.
It's called the bee bread. They mixed it, they collect it, and then whenever queen she lays the egg, and then the cell, I talked about the jelly.
Right.
That's the jelly they put it in.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So far I don't see her yet.
So does that contribute to the genetics or the nutrients of the
They-
new bee?
That's what they do.
That's all that?
Yep.
Wow. Huh. Nature.
Yep.
Crazy. Wow.
Now
That is
here's a
cool.
sign of in trouble.
Uh-oh.
What did I tell you about the bumpy cell?
Those are the drones?
Drones. Okay. Who laid it? There was no queen.
Ooh. I don't know.
Yep.
Did a robber queen come in and leave her deposits?
Okay.
Nope.
Remember, all these are female. Aha. There she is.
So that's a queen?
Yep. That's the one I gave it to them 2
Ah.
days ago.
Okay.
She's still there. So
Mhm.
meaning she's gonna start laying egg.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's a little bit of a controversy. That is, these are all female. Okay.
Yeah.
Females have
Eggs?
ovary,
Ovaries? Yeah.
meaning all these bees they can lay eggs, but they don't. Why? Because when the queen's presence, her pheromones around, it suppresses the ovary to lay eggs.
Huh.
I mean, female to lay eggs.
Right.
So when the queen is not there, after 8 hours, the queen's pheromone dissipate. 24 hours later, it going into emergency mode.
Mhm.
They start making emergency queens,
The worker bees.
worker bees.
Do they
There's-
multiple worker bees become a queen, or multiple
No.
worker bees become or start
No.
laying eggs?
They're making a new queen. Once you're worker bees, you're a worker bee. It
Oh.
doesn't change the status.
Okay.
So they find the egg, and then put in a queen cup,
Ah.
and then they start making a new queen.
Okay.
So there's a distinction between emergency queen cell versus regular supersedure cell.
Okay.
Emergency are the ones are a little smaller.
Okay.
It may maybe they couldn't find the egg, whatever. They find a 2 to 3 day old larvae, put it in there, the workers,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have a queen.
Right.
So they start making a new queen cell.
Huh.
If you pass certain about 5 days longer, there's no more eggs, young larvae to make the queen with.
So does the colony die? Or you put another queen in there?
I could. That's
Right.
that's what I did.
Right.
But as you can see, this is like a borderline right now.
Okay.
So then what we call the laying worker situation, all these workers start laying eggs.
All of them?
Not all of them, but potentially everybody can do it. But some of them, oh, I volunteer, I will start laying egg. Okay.
Really?
So
Huh.
then workers become laying worker.
Okay.
So she start laying eggs, or they start laying eggs.
Okay.
Now, once you go into laying worker situation, those are irreversible. Meaning, even though I give them a queen, they will reject. Your Highness, we don't need you.
Oh, really?
We got the situation under control.
And will they kill her?
Yep.
Huh.
And then even though I give another egg, whatever, they wouldn't make it.
Would there be a queen that would replace her eventually if they did kill her? A new queen would arise, or would they end up in the same situation where they'd have working?
Yeah. So once you pass that point, irreversible. They
Right.
will reject any queen that I introduce or any eggs that I gave.
So for the next generation, is there
So then, if that's the point past that,
right?
actually colony is dead.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
they're alive,
But they're going to be dead at some point soon.
yeah,
Okay.
because there's no reproductive
Right.
system.
Huh.
Only they're gonna lay male eggs. The male doesn't do any work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Males
So, yeah.
never do
so-
any work.
So, you saw the larvae, I mean the cell, the drone cells, right?
Right.
Okay. So some of them will start laying eggs, but I took a chance, gave it a new queen.
It looks like it's working.
But they haven't killed her.
Yeah.
So in other words, it hasn't gone too far yet.
Ah. Okay.
Okay. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign. At least so far so good.
Yep. So then, then probably next few days I should be able to see egg and a larvae. Then this
Right.
colony is good.
Nice.
But I like it because again, not specific genetics. These are the locally adapted feral bees out of the structure. I don't know
Right.
where the other bees came from,
Oh, okay.
or maybe they're the same queen from there and they moved down to my box.
Right.
So this is one my most interest.
Okay.
There are survival
Right.
through the environment they were in.
Uh-huh.
You say going in.
Do you have other like bees that you bring here that don't survive? Like that the hive isn't savable?
Oh yes, yeah. They, of course.
Yeah.
Some of them. Then I don't want that.
Yeah. Do you have hives that do survive that don't get along with your bees that you have here? That
No, I haven't seen that.
No?
No, because everybody have their own home, so
they get along,
they're fine.
even if they rob each other.
Yeah, that's robbing. It's only seasonal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this colony got robbed out, and it wasn't a small colony. Okay, I blocked it off, but they're still going in. See that? Why? Because there's some honey left.
Ah, they're trying to rob.
Yeah, try to steal
Is this
anything.
an empty hive?
Yep. So all colony died
Oh,
by
really?
the robbers.
Huh. These are all robbers, you say?
Yep. See that?
Get out of here.
Yep. See that? Resident, when I do that, they wouldn't leave. They
Oh,
stick
okay.
around. But just like when you see like a store get robbed and the police shows up,
Right.
and the looting happening, and the
Right.
police shows up, they're taking off, right? That's
Right.
exactly. See that?
Uh-huh.
These are all robbers. See, all to be emerged. Some of them try to get out. You see the larvae is still there, but it's dead.
Huh.
Look, inside they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's one.
How do you harvest the honey?
Okay, we go to that. Okay, so robbing is a really big issue in October. So whenever I talk, I said try to plant something in bloom in October. So that
So
way,
they go to that instead of the hive?
correct. But in November come around, some of the eucalyptus start blooming. So then,
They don't get mad when you do that, they just leave.
when the looters, when the police show up, they get mad at
They don't
police.
fight the police?
No. So it's like, we need to get out of here. Honey! Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the honey room. This is where I get, after dinner, I sit here and extract honey. First, get the frames uncap. Okay. This is all just time consuming process.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get uncapped, it has to be both sides, front and back. And then going into the extractor, this holds about 9 frames, and spin it and collect it. And then I filter somewhat. This is a 400 micron, but still the pollens go through, but all the other parts of wax and so forth still filtered from, and then became looking like a nice and clean and presentable.
Huh.
Okay, that's where it goes in, and then start bottling those.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is only about 3 or 4 months.
Wow. That's a lot of honey.
These are the propolis.
So is that what you make the candles out of?
No.
What?
That's what the candle we make the candle of.
Oh, okay.
This is for the medicinal.
Hmm.
These are antibacterial.
Really?
Sometimes I mix with alcohol and coat the box for the bees.
Okay.
And sometimes people looking for this kind of propolis, so
Okay.
I give it to them.
Hmm.
And there's a many different use for it. But this is the time you clean the frame, so that way it's ready to go. So this is all fully capped.
Oh wow. So that's pre.
No, not yet.
You haven't
Not
done
yet.
anything to it yet?
Mm-mm. Should I do it one?
Yeah, let's see what it looks
Okay.
like.
So first I remove all the propolis, because remember they wanted this bee space.
Mm-hmm.
They keep on building it. So then later it gets so tight I cannot get the frame out. So this is the time I get to clean out.
Have you seen the Bee movie?
Which one?
It's Jerry Seinfeld. I think it came out about 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
it's I think it's all about bees, but it's an animated movie.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that movie? I don't know.
I mean, it's entertainment.
It wasn't pure documentary.
Yeah, no. So then here, as I spin it as it is, honey would not come out.
So the spinning process is what extracts the honey?
Correct,
That's the centrifugal force?
Correct. So then I just...
So this is what you make the candles out of?
Yes.
Wow. And do the candles all smell like honey?
Right, yes.
That's awesome.
It carries that So there's a whatchamacallit blade, hot knife.
Mm-hmm.
You can just slice it. But to me, all of these are for my meditation. It's not a work.
Right.
When I do things, getting to the bees, uncapping, extracting, bottling, this is all my meditation. Just I take my time and go through step by step. And then this is where my Zen time. Okay. So there are 9 frame goes in there. So then, and then there's honey there. See how honey flow out,
Right.
and they go back in. They collect more honey, and then when this one's rendered, also there's lots of honey in there as well.
Uh-huh.
And she collects all the honey from there as well.
Do you eat honey regularly?
Every day.
Yeah? You don't get sick of it?
Should I?
No, I don't think so. I eat it very rarely, but I love it when
I
you
know.
do. I'm just curious. Do you eat it in, like when I think of eating honey, I think of putting it in my tea or having it on toast. Are there lots of different ways that you use it in different recipes?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite way of consuming it?
I don't have any favorite way of doing it. I think every different ones have a different benefits. So one of them is that okay, so now actually what I should done here as well, that is all those things cleaned out before I uncap it. So that way, when the honey has been extracted and these frames are all cleaned out, so ready to go.
You mentioned the medicinal properties of what is this again?
Propolis?
Propolis?
Uh-huh.
And you said it's antibacterial?
Good, yes.
So do people eat that, or how do you make tea out of it? How do you ingest the medicinal properties?
Just put it in a little bit, and I think still kind of early stage people start noticing. And then I saw the toothpaste with
Really?
the whatchamacallit?
Propolis?
Propolis in it, and it's pretty good. And then it just spins. It needs to be balanced, but and all of this is on the TikTok.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Wow. So then it comes into the bucket and then you filter it into
Right, huh?
into this?
I think this one is, yeah, it's got some in it. Let's fill it up and then,
Definitely not a honey bucket, but yet a bucket for honey.
yeah. Only when the winter comes and the temperature drops and the spike signal goes in and then spike comes out, and by Mother's Day it will full bloom.
Okay.
Knowing that, we can control the temperature. So drop the temperature in the nursery. This is January bloom, February, March, and April go on. They control the temperatures. That's why we see the orchid bloom all year round.
Right.
So again, money to be made.
Controlling Mother Nature.
Yep.
Yep.
So then they sell it to here $1 a piece, and then go to Home Depot, Walmart, or any other store, $10,
Right.
and turn around, they sell it to $20 to the consumers.
Right.
So every step of the way, there's money to be made.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of those orchids everywhere.
Right.
Good. Orchids are readily available anywhere, anytime. Bad. People think that's the only orchid there are.
Mm.
There are
I know.
23,000 species, over 250,000 hybrids.
Wow.
Okay, I've got only 700. I got a long way to go. I was gonna build 2 more greenhouse down there where the bees hive is at, but the bees got interrupted, so now these guys are on hold. They're there, but they're not flourishing.
Huh.
So I met the company who was in charge of selling this pending patent, how to propagate all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a meeting. I said, I think the phalaenopsis is that the market is kind of going. I feel like it's kind of going downhill. He looked at me. He goes, "Song, I'm gonna give you 2 words. Your jaw will drop. First, variegated. The leaves have a kind of white streak to it.
Mm-hmm.
As an orchid collector, whenever variegated, there's a special prices. So okay, that one I can understand that.
Yeah.
Second, fragrant.
Huh.
Fragrant. And then my jaw dropped. Oh my God. That means all the orchids you see out there,
Mm-hmm.
it will carry the fragrance just like this one here. This one's particularly a vanilla chocolate smell like,
Right.
but I know which one she's talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So they're crossbreeding?
No, they're probably getting from that specific orchid,
Mm-hmm.
they're fragrant to it, they propagate it, and then
Wow.
I said, holy cow. So they just sold the patent to the I think one of the companies, the Thailand or Taiwan. So we're gonna start seeing those in the market about next 2 to 3 years.
Huh.
And I said, whoa.
Wow. Well, we could have a whole workshop on orchids. That's a whole other topic. We should definitely
Yep.
pursue that. But
Well,
thank you so much for
Yeah.
the honey beverage and
Yeah.
all the interesting information. That was quite an experience. And right there with a view of the lake, no less.
yeah.
That's pretty amazing.